Right, good evening everyone. Welcome back to FTRL for Division 1, Round 4 from France. I'm joined in the booth again tonight by FTRL Panini and the Preheated Oven. Evening, chaps.
Good evening.
Afternoon? Oh, hang on, I got that wrong. Oh, evening everybody.
Morning.
Well, it'll be those times of day for someone.
Yes, exactly. We're catering to everyone's needs here at FTRL.
What looked like a very bright front.
I know, yeah, I'm very surprised. I was hoping they'd all get rain again, you know, serve them right for Monaco, but no, we're not that lucky. Right, so if you did miss Monaco, I suggest you do go back and watch it, as it was incredible for Division 1. If you couldn't tell already, it did rain for half of the race. Threw up some interesting stories. 2 safety cars in one race after not having one for probably forever. So that might be worth going back and having your watch.
Yep, we've waited, well, probably a season and a half for a safety car, and we got 2 in one night, like London buses.
I wouldn't know because I'm not from London, but I'm just going to laugh and say yes, absolutely. If you want to quickly just revisit the table, the results. So last time out, Tico got his first win. It was a great drive from him. T1000 Zach getting second place in a row. And Dutch Tricks rounded off the podium with Remco coming in 4th, I think it was. Was it Remco in 4th? Or Plexit, sorry, in 4th. So that leaves the standings, the top 5. We'll go for the top 10, shall we? Should we go for the top 10? It's led by Dutch, followed by Zach in 2nd. Plexit makes up the top 3. Tico moves up into 4th position after last week's first place. Remco moves up into 5th. Tim 12 down into 6th. Panda makes up 7th place, followed by Joe Burns and his Ferrari in 8th. Chicken Guy with a great result in Monaco last time out. Got 9th place for him. Ox rounds out the top 10. And then the man himself, the boss, Aaron, in 11th there. I think it's the season start he would have wanted. In 11th place, he's had an 8th place, a 12th and a 10th. What do you think?
From my side, no. But it is a go-between season for Aaron at the moment because he's trying to learn no traction during the season. So it's only going to get better for him.
No better time to learn, eh? Yeah, I think you know Aaron. Back in his day in medium traction, he was one of the fastest drivers besides all the Max Verstappens in the league. But I think he'll be looking to improve on that as the season goes on. I think, like you say, as he's learning the traction control, I think the more he races, the further we get into the season, the better the performances we'll see from him. And I think he'd like me to have said that as well. keeping my job. On board with Zach, I think he'll be the first to cross the line. He's set a 1:29.3 on the Ultra Softs. Now that is a very quick time. That's probably my time trial time. I think there's a bit more in it for Zach as he is cutting across the track.
Yep,
that will be noted.
Doing what we told him not to do.
And Chicken Guy and Ravers swiftly followed behind him. Try and get the tyres up, haven't they? Aha, so Chicken Guy set a 1:31.6. It's a very fast lap for the soft compound tyres. Ravers setting a 1:32.0 on the Ultra Softs, presuming he slowed down towards the end of it. Probably not wanting to start on those Ultra Soft tyres. Interesting that from Zach. That's a hard time to beat for Super Softs if he is going to start on them. Otherwise, he will force himself into a 2-stop. Co-Andy and Cress have just set even faster times on the soft tyre. Oh no, sorry. Co-Andy is on the Ultra Softs. As I say, that Dutch sets an even faster time. So a lot of them go for the one stop today, aren't they? Looking at these soft tyre times. I imagine they'll...
tyres. And interesting enough, nobody's gone on the supers yet, so I'm going to guess they're saving them for the end of the session.
Well, this is what I was thinking, because you only get one set of soft tyres even if you go for the harder compound switch on the qualifying. You do get 2 sets of ultras and 1 set of softs, super softs I think it is. So I think they'll set a lap on the soft tyre, maybe do 1 or 2 laps, and then I think they'll go out again and beat that on the super soft tyre. But I think Zach's made a bit of a mistake here unless he can beat that time on his super soft tyre. Can't really knock anything past Zach. He's quite good, like Team 12, and his 1 lap pace is fantastic. But he's put himself under a lot of pressure there to beat that time. Nice to see all the Div 2 boys in the chat. Hammer time, CJ. Posh, nice to see us. There's a lot of support for Aaron, Panda, Tim 12, Joe.
Oh, Plastics has nearly lost it. We're not turn 2. He's already invalidated 2 laps.
Well, I don't think he'll be starting on that compounder tyre anyway, so I think he's best to get the error out the way in the start on the tyre you don't need, really, isn't it? I believe that is that Tico coming up to Lexington now. He's on a flying lap. He's 3rd, I believe. Must have invalidated his first 2. That looked to be a bit of an invalidation there, but I think we'll soon see. Tico goes round the fast right-hander. It's an interesting overtaking spot, that fast right-hander, isn't it? We saw in the performance race that I won. There was a few moves down the inside outside of that right-hander. I am going to try and fit that in as much as I can, just to remind everyone that yes, the preheated oven has won a race in FTRL.
It's not a place that I like to overtake the inside of that fast right. I prefer the actual long right-hander after it, which it will tend to run wide.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, you can lose it very easily through there, which I've noticed. That fast right-hander, you can very much easily kick the back end out if you do turn in too fast, or it's not very smooth. As Tico cuts across the track as well, again will be noted by the stewards, I'm sure. Just stay on board with him.
We've got Panda coming round to finish the lap by the look of it.
I see Goy and Tomo have joined into the stream. Nice to see you boys. Yeah, Tico has just flown straight over the chicane there.
He has indeed. Which I'm not going to say too much, but drivers have been warned before the session not to do that, so let's see what the outcome is.
So, do you want to whack a message into the Division 1 chat? Just in case. I believe Tico was late, so I don't know if he would have seen the message or anything. Right, so the boys are into the pits, majority of them. Few on their out laps. Chicken Guy's gone out on his ultra soft tyre. On his out lap now. Now we're starting to see a few more super soft tyres being put on now and fitted after everyone has done their banker lap. Interestingly, interesting to see what tyre Zach is on. He's back on the ultra softs again. Just gonna stay on board with him now through this final sector. Comes into this slow left-hander, into the third long right-hander of the track. Straight into the hairpin and onto the main straight. See what time Zach's going to do. Nope, he's going to bottle it and go into the pits. Right, okay, now, when Zach comes out the pits, it's going to be interesting to see what tyre he comes out on. Because that 129.3 is going to be hard to beat on a super soft, surely. Surely too hard to beat.
Sorry, I just heard you say the words bottle and pit lane. And we're in France. I can only mean Matt Cause.
Hold on. I think you're right there. That is this. If I'm right, guys, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the Paul Ricard bottle circuit, isn't it? For what's his name again? Matt Cause. Didn't he hit someone into and then hit the pit wall? Oh yeah, Simon, how's your back, mate? How's the whiplash going?
Simon, how he's doing?
I'm still waiting.
How's the whiplash?
I'm still waiting for the payout
Jesus.
and an apology.
He's unbelievable in that Dame. I'm telling you. I'm not talking about, you know, Dame someone or other. No, I'm talking about the Dame that is Matt Cause. Mr. Inconsistent himself. Mr. Gonna bottle the Div 2 championship. I'm sure Hammer Time is loving that in the chat. He is. I've just looked over and it's in bottle, 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 Matt Cause. Yeah, greedy, 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 Grant Holt chant. Lovely stuff.
I've just seen something surprising in chat. Some actual support for Ravers. I mean, obviously there has to be one fan of him out there, but I didn't expect to see them in the chat. I mean, that's surprising. But
Oh, yeah, well, I mean,
haven't set a time yet.
Well, both Toro Rossos were in the pits, in a party together before racing, and they were doing a Grand Prix together. So whether they've got a strategy, waiting for the rubber to come in a bit, so they can set 2 laps. Interestingly, they're both on 2 different tyre compounds. Tim 12's on the super softs, Plexit's on the softs. Contradicting strategies there. 12 just runs a bit too deep into that corner, I think. Doesn't clip the apex as much as he would like to. But yeah, I mean, Prager in the Williams. I believe this is his first race, if I'm not wrong.
Hang on. I should have been prepared, but like it's me. You don't expect me to be prepared. Prager actually turned up to the first race, but did DNF.
Oh,
and he hasn't been available for the last 2. So.
But it's nice for him to be back then, back racing. I know he wasn't at Monaco last week. He probably missed out on another DNF, as the majority of the pack did. Dale said that he's expecting at least 2 cars to have damage by the end of lap 1 with a winky face.
Jesus Christ. Tim 12's just done 29.3 on the super soft.
Yeah, I was wondering if anyone else had noticed that.
Oh wow. Well, maybe my comment on Zach really doesn't matter at all. Now that's a slightly a fast time, don't you think?
Zach is on track and he's on another set of ultras.
Really?
Mhm.
Now is Zach going for this 2-stop? Is he pushing himself for it, or is he going to try and get those ultras to a 1-stop? I mean,
well, some people have said they can 1-stop from the ultra. I don't.
I'm pretty sure Remco tried it in performance, didn't he?
I was gonna say I don't know who these people are because I can't do it.
I can't make
tires
last anyway.
I lasted about 8 laps on the ultra softs, and regardless of how well your tyre management is in the softs, you will still struggle to get them to the end from there.
$29 flat.
29.0.
Yeah.
Not too bad. I'm currently on board with Dutch. He's already done 1 lap on his super softs. His teammate Tico is on his out lap. However, Dutch is on a flying lap, going around both the double right-hander.
Just going to go and check in with Aaron, who's on a flyer.
Ox goes 3rd fastest with a 30.2. As Dutch loses his back end into the long right-hander into the last 2 corners. Coming up to the hairpin now.
Aaron getting a slipstream off Tico. I mean, it wasn't a big slipstream, but every little helps.
Tico set to 129.7 on the super softs. He's 5 tenths off set? 4 tenths.
7.
Off Tim 12
Oh,
on his
Tim,
super
yeah.
Sorry, my bad. Dan Summers, I've ignored his comment about me being a Villa fan because we all know about how great Villa are. But he has said, ask Mertens, top 3 at the end of the race.
At the end of this race.
Probably the ones that are on the podium at the end of the race.
Good answer, Penat. Yeah, I like that.
Incredible.
Was that brilliant? It left me speechless. I couldn't get my words out.
Well, Pagani does leave women and men speechless. Flawless, people would say.
And transgender people as well. Just
Yes,
open up door
we are very gender fluid here at FTRL. We don't discriminate. Whether you are male, female, transgender, or attack helicopter, we support you.
Right. Qualified.
So back into the action. Tim 12 is going out on an outlap on his ultra soft tyres. T1000 Zach is still in the pit lane. Dutch is on a fast lap. Plexit is on an outlap. Remco and Lennon are also on their outlaps. The rest of the field are on flying laps. So it'd be nice to see where everyone comes. Dale Eagle said, ask Mertens, top 3 to bottle it.
Well, Matt Cause isn't racing, so that would be my number 1.
I'll just go 3 Matt Cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. We all hate Matt Cause.
Oh. Tim 12 going out on the ultra soft.
He did. Oxox has retired, he's happy with that 30.2. Tico's happy with his 29.6. And Dutch is happy with his 29.7.
So Tim is going for the 2 bonus points. I forgot about those.
He is.
I've never even thought about those because I'm never quick enough to go anywhere near Paul, so
As am I. Well, is it Jeroen? Jeron? I'm really dyslexic when it comes to this name. As in the stream has said Tim 12 to be first, Dutch in second, and Chicken Dude in third. Oh, that's made me giggle, that is. City Posh has said Dutch first.
Should
Tim
we try and make that
12
stick?
Chicken Dude. I think so. I think so. And Tico third for Posh. Who's that retired? That is Cat retiring. Hasn't finished a Grand Prix yet, Cat, has DNF'd in every single one. Starts in 17th. 18th now. We'll be looking to hopefully have a better race today. I missed Praga going 6th. We're
Right.
30.1 on the Super Softs.
Well, Tim's given up on that lap, he lifted.
I'm on board with Chicken Dude here. He seems to be bottling his as does Aaron.
Cress has gone into P6.
Plexit is on a fast lap now, coming down the left-hander into the swooping long right-hander. Plexit's one of the faster drivers, finished 4th last week. Where is he going to start on this grid? Lovely exit out of that final corner. He goes 4th fastest. The Toro Rosso split the McLaren. Looks like no one will be in that Zach time, and Zach will take pole. Unless we can have a Chicken Dude beat it. No, Ravers is in the pits. Lennon is on a lap here. Can John Lennon open his eyes? Be the Beetle himself. He crosses the line and he's still 19th place. Now I must say, these super soft times they're not slow, and the field is separated, so it's quite interesting. Times that are in there.
Validated is last lap, that's why.
Ah, right. Well, like I say, there's not a single soft compound runner there. They're all super softs.
Zach has made an interesting comment in the Discord.
Yep.
Rip my race, the ultra softs are bleak.
Poo.
Oh. Thank you. That works.
Agent Panda has said Chicken Dude in the top 3. There's a lot of support for Chicken Dude. Lewis Marshall, I can't see the track, so had to take turn 1 and 2 so slow.
Yeah, that low sun causing an issue.
Lewis Marshall
Yeah,
was Prager, if I remember rightly. So, I mean, he's still doing quite well. I mean, he's top 10, wasn't it?
6th. I think he was 6th at one point, wasn't he? Oh, he's 10th now.
10th, yeah. So,
Well, I mean, a 1:30.1, not a slow time. Anyway, you're
you're going quicker than what I'll do tomorrow, so...
yeah. Right, so
granted, it's not a big accolade, but still.
we'll do the top 10. Zach, Tim 12, Tico, Plexits, Dutch, Bran, Remco, Panda, Cress, and Praga round up the top 10. Zach, the only one on a different compound of tyre, starting on the Ultra Softs. He will be looking to do a one-stop, but don't think it'll be very possible there. I think he'll be struggling a bit. Goy Carp has said Dutch dominance. Besides the French one in Pole Goy, that's fine. But well, that's been the story of the season, really, isn't it? These Dutch lads have been fantastic to watch race and bringing out fantastic performances every race. So, be nice for someone else to challenge instead of Dutch, Tico, Remco, Plexits all being up there. It's nice to see Zach, first Frenchman in FTRL, I think.
Dan Stubbs has asked me how my stewards report was last week. It was very good. It was a week off. There were no incidents in Div 2. See, we're very good drivers.
I said no incidents at Monaco. I mean,
Can we just put that out there? Div 2 does include performance champion winner of France preheated oven. Tune in Tuesday night at 8 PM.
That's the same. That's the same preheated oven who lasted 3 corners at Monza the following week.
See, the thing is, I like to put on a show for the fans, and one of these fans just wanted an autograph, and because I'm so nice to my fans, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to spin and go into the gravel trap and wink at her and be like, "Hi babe, what do you want signed?"
Bullshit! Sorry.
Unfortunately, it was a bloke. He was 65 and wanted his pop signed.
That's more like it.
Yeah, I did find out the hard way that drive setups aren't the best in the rain, and unfortunately won't be doing that again anytime soon.
this incident happened right in front of me, and I struggled to keep my car on track through laughing.
Plexits and Tico have
Plexits.
given each other a bit of a cuddle there. Both been disqualified from the session. T1000 Zach is leading the formation lap, thinking in his head, God, what have I got myself into? I need to stop. Tim 12 behind him is like a hungry cheater who's just put his chicken nuggets in the microwave. Going to be starting right behind him. And his super soft tyres, if he can just stick with T1000 Zach, I think the race is his to win. Hammer time coming in with Dutch Zach Tico. Fantastic there. I don't think Zach's going to be in the top 3 with those ultra softs, but maybe that's just me. Tim 12, the cheater. Not as in he's a cheater, as in he's the animal, the spotted dick. Tim 12. I must say, you sound like a dying camel as you laugh. Ridden by an Arabian man that's just put you too far up the Sahara Desert. Your humps have ran out of water and you're just like, I've had enough now, I'm going to stop crying. Dan Summers has gone with a controversial top 3. Sorry, Si. He's gone with Panda Tico and Co-Andy.
I was just going to say, could you please stop trying to break our co-commentator?
I think he's already broken from his inconsistency of hitting the back of every driver in front of him.
I can't see to actually commentate, so this could be difficult.
Well, you should have gone to Specsavers. It's 2 for 1 for over 65, and your pension's coming out soon, Pagani. So, right. So the drivers line up on the grid for the formation lap. Tico and Plexits will have tyres colder than Garney's heart. So we go to the 5 red lights. I can't actually see the red lights though, I don't think they're coming up yet. I think we're waiting for everyone to load. Here we are. 5 red lights. That's 3. There's 4, 5. Oh, and off we go. It's a great start from T1000 Zach. Team 12 gets some wheel spin off the line there.
Aaron's had a horrendous start. He's gone backwards.
He has indeed. He's now in 18th place. Maybe
Brown's
a lot
been
of wheel
pushed
spin on
off.
that no traction.
There's a false India twisting around.
Aaron is now last.
This could be an optimal position for Aaron though. He's got the field ahead of him. He can just pounce like a cheetah on the mistakes of those around him. He's already made up one space onto Ravers. Obviously promoted from Division 2 last season. Andy, I believe, didn't have a very good start there either. He didn't. He's down 2.
E for a while because they had no game sound. But luckily, I paused it and come back.
So
Well,
halfway
Cat's-
round lap 1 and Cat's got a time penalty already.
Oh, Super Jules Pills is spun and taking Lennon with him.
Oh no, that's not good for them too. They're going to be going into the pits. They are, I believe, on the. Are they on the soft tyres? I believe both of them. No, Jules is on the softs, and Lennon is on the softs. Super softs, and Lennon's on the softs.
Both of them have got wing damage.
Yep. Chicken Dude in 13th place. Cat has gone up 6 positions into 12th place. Really must have took advantage of everyone else's poor starts around him. There's T1000 Zach crosses the line, still into first place. Tim 12 still on the back of him, however. Lennon has retired. I think his race was well and truly up after that. Unfortunately, Jules Pills enters the pit. What are you thinking now if you're Zach? Are you just going to push as hard as you can, or are you going to try and maintain these tyres?
I don't know, but my board on the left hand side is completely broken.
Well, if he tries to two-stop this, he'll... I mean, even with his pace, I don't think he's going to feature that highly.
No, I do not.
Because
Yeah,
the pit lane here is long and it's ridiculously slow.
Yeah, it is indeed. I was going to say, Dutch did get Plexits off the line. Tico, with his cold tyres, still managed to maintain his position in 3rd place there. Brand the Man maintained his 6th position. It's a good place for him at the moment. Panda's up 1, Praga's up 2. Remco didn't get a good start either. He dropped down 2 places. Ox up 1. Cress has gone down 2 positions again, another poor start. Cat with the electric start up 6 positions. Obviously looking for another good result. Hasn't finished a race this season. We'll be looking to improve on that. Chicken Dude, 1, 2, 3, down a position. Aaron has, after dropping down to 19th place, Aaron has actually made back up 4 places, so he's back up to 14th, 1 behind where he started. Joe Burns and Ravers in the Ferrari are 15th, 16th. Andy has dropped back. Surprising that. I don't know whether he's got wing damage or he's just been a bit off the pace today, but Mr. Consistent from last season, he's taking up the back of the pack.
Wonder if maybe he got caught up in that mess with Jules Pills and Lennon.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, I'm looking at the front of his car and there doesn't seem to be any damage there, so...
So I think Zach's already starting to have struggles on those ultras.
Yeah. I was just about to say, the last time I looked, he had nearly a second lead and it's down to 2 tenths already.
Well, obviously the main problem around France is major overheating problems.
Oh, Tico's hit the back of Tim.
I was going to say, Tim 12 was sideways coming into this chicane.
Well, this is giving Zach breathing room. If Tim 12 and Tico continue to fight, this will allow Zach to pull away regardless of his tyre wear. Obviously, France was pretty much a slipstream.
Tim's gone deep, that's going to let Tico through.
Very, very wide into there. And he's lost time and he's been pushed back into Dutch there a bit. His teammate Plexit's behind him. It's a McLaren Toro Rosso. Probably the 2 for the constructors' favourites here. As T1000 Zach is just plodding along on his destroyed ultra soft tyres. He's going out for another lap. But I mean, either way, he needs to get to lap 12 maybe? 12 to go onto the soft tyres. I just don't think that's a...
The performance race we did, I pitted lap 9 and never soft score at the end.
So I think if he can get to 8 or 9, that'd
he could do it.
Probably be the extreme.
quick one from the chat. Dan Summers has thanked me for cooking his pizza. No problem. It was incredibly easy. 220 degrees preheated for 10 minutes. Meat Feast Tesco basic. So no worries, mate. Oh, Hammer Time has said that ultras last 5 laps. They do. I have seen someone do a 1-stop. I can't remember who it was. I think it was it Plexits in the performance. Did we say?
Remco tried it and got a puncture in the last lap.
Right.
Remco.
Tico went for a move on Zach, and Tim's took advantage of it.
He did. He ran slightly down the. He tried to go down the inside of the first corner.
Right.
Oh, this is what I said earlier.
Oh,
Tim's lost it.
Tim's gone.
Tim has lost it. Oh,
And
he's
he's
had his
his
teammate
teammate.
with him. They are gone. There has been drama. I
And
said this in qualifying.
And Tico's got past Zach.
Oh no, I have said this in qualifying. That fast right hander is an overtaking spot. But if you go into it too fast or too harsh, you can lose it. I think there was contact with Tico and Tico and Zach, and it knocked into Tim 12 with a bowling effect and spun him into his teammate there.
I think Plexits has got away with that one. He's lost a place, but he hasn't got any wing damage by the look of it.
That's all right for him. Panda has taken advantage of that and has moved up again into 4th after starting in 8th place. That's a fantastic one.
Tim, on the other hand, has got wing damage and he's straight into the pits.
Now, 5 laps. It is indeed a McLaren 1-2, and like I said for the constructors, not very good at all. T1000 Zach must be starting to think, shall I pit or shall I just stay on these tyres now? But that's very unfortunate for Tim 12. He looked very fast, and I don't really think there was much he could have done about that. I think it was risky for him more going side. Oh, sorry.
FTRL. Plexits makes a move.
It's a great move from Plexits. Great move from Plexits down the inside there. Super Jules Pills with the second penalty of the race. That was Catamese.
There's a slippery battle behind Braga with Brendan Mann, Remco and Oxox.
It is indeed. I must say, after Aaron's, I'm sure you won't mind me saying, dreadful and woeful start, he has indeed caught back up to Cat, where he started, in 13th place, and he's looking very lively, I must say. Maybe an outsider for the points today.
We've lost Tico.
Oh no! Not good at all.
How's Tico ended up over there?
What has happened there?
He's on the far right.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, that's a strange one out.
Fortunately, I was too busy on about Aaron.
Oh no!
And Panda's legged out. No.
Drama here at France. Would have been an FTRL race, would it? It just never goes smoothly. Nothing ever goes to plan.
Well, Panda, if he can't get back into this lobby, he's going to go back to his old gamer tag of Angry Panda.
Well,
I don't know what his AI guy is doing, but it just parked at the exit of turn 5.
So thank God it was ghosted.
That's all of his hard work to get up to 4th place, and he's just been knocked straight back down to 9th. Chicken Dude is about to overtake him. It's just not going well, really. Not going well at all. After that Chico drama, Aaron did actually manage to get past Cat, and he's catching Chicken Dude.
Chicken Dude.
Well, after his win last week, Tico not going to be happy with that one at all, I don't think.
It'd be interesting to find out what happened there.
It will indeed if Tico does join the stream. I think we'll find that out. Tim 12 there, happy that at least he's got one of the McLarens behind him, regardless of how it is.
Ox all over the back of Bran, and Praga is hassling his Williams teammate, Zach.
Well.
Remco's got on the back of this now.
Gress with the third penalty. Big train forming in that midfield now, with two of the fastest drivers in the league. In that, it's allowing everyone else to get through. Praga has gone through past Zach.
Brand's having a look.
He is indeed.
He's going to hang it around the outside.
Yep. Valtteri James, I think, was on the radio there. CJ's predictor is on. Dutch, Plexit and Remco.
Ox is up the inside of Bran. And Zach. 2 in 1 corner.
That's a fantastic move.
And Brand's going around the outside of Zach now. And he's
there's a Haas
spun
sideways.
it.
There's a Haas sideways. Oh, very close to crest there. Bran, after his good qualifying and his great start, he managed to maintain in that middle pack. He's just lost the back end out of there so easily. I may have done that.
Zach's pitting.
He is 8 laps, like we said. It's possible to get the softs to the end here. He just needs to maintain that tyre. It should be alright there. Coandy up into 13th, Burns into 12th, Cat up to 7th, Ravers up to 10th. In the points he is. And Aaron up into 9th place. Still a second and a half behind Chicken Guy.
I know Aaron and Ravers usually talk quite frequently. I wonder if they're trying to work together to not fight each other too much.
Is Tico Pro Tinter on YouTube? Because I believe his steering wheel disconnected. So if it is, that is why he ended up on the far right hand side of the track. Not great. Not really what you want to have happen. Unfortunately, that does happen with electronics. They do fail. Just ask any Italian car, and you'll find that out.
We're seeing a lot of wheel issues lately in the league.
Did someone have one? Not in Monaco, but in Spain, I believe. Someone had a wheel issue.
There's a couple of guys struggling with the pedals at the moment. I mean, me on my pad's looking pretty good at the moment.
I was going to say, I've had pedal issues. My wheel's been fine, touch wood.
I haven't had any issues, touch wood, so yes. Yeah, Pro Tinter is indeed Tico. Tico, mate, unlucky. Unfortunately, this is just life. It happens. I'm sure there's always next week. I don't know what to say. It's so unfortunate.
Right, battle for the final podium spot. We've lost Jules.
I don't know if he crashed or if he retired. I think he was a mile off everyone else. I'm not too sure. I'm just going to have a look now at Tim 12 and Zach. And, they're a few seconds apart, and both of them have made their pit stops now. Whether they can both go to the end on their tyres. Tim 12's done 4 laps more than Zach. So,
Ox lining up Praga. Through the chicane.
Praga will have the inside for the next corner.
It's a drag race now.
Ox will have the inside for that fast right-hander. Please, boys, no.
Well, he's already ahead. Just.
Fantastic move from Ox there.
Right. When did Plexit overtake Dutch?
Oh yeah. When did that happen?
How did that happen?
How did that slip by us? Fantastic eye. We're keen commentators. Sign us up, Sky Sports F1.
I was watching the other battle.
Tico, for God's sake. Dutch does seem to be losing it out of corners with his back end. Maybe a bit of overheating, maybe tyre wear.
I say it's been a usual theme with watching Dutch. His car does tend to crab a bit out of the corners.
Whether that's a setup thing or whatever, I don't know. We have, however, missed Ravers getting past Aaron. Great move from the man there. Obviously didn't start off well in Spain, but Div2 Merchant himself had a much better race in Monaco, playing Mr. Passive. I think Ravers does like, France does enjoy racing it. This fast round here in Div2 just had an unlucky streak.
Chicken Dude on Brand the Man.
I think Brand's tyres could be a bit screwed after that spin he went. Panda's back! And he's in 15th place. Good news for Panda is his tyres won't be too warm.
The AI hasn't pitted him yet either.
And he's not particularly happy, so at this case I think he's either gonna push like hell or he's gonna go in the wall.
Yeah.
Go on, he's just getting catamies through the fast right hander. Oh, pretty good.
Tell you what, he's going unnoticed, but Cress, he's catching up to Remco.
Yep.
He's obviously on the soft compound tyre.
Rover's Revenge, meanwhile, is looking at a move on Bran.
Braga's in the pits.
Raver's looking quite quick here, isn't he?
I think it's like you say, it's the sort of tyre crossover.
Bran's in the pits.
Well, there we go. See, we're seeing a lot of people in soft tyres. Cat is staying out on the super softs, interestingly. Cat and Cress. Obviously, super softs can go 12 laps, depending on how the tyre wear is on them. Cat obviously didn't qualify in the top 10, so fresh set of super softs wouldn't have qualified on them. Probably do a lap more than what the others are doing.
Well,
Panda has also pitted.
You got Dan back in his fantasy Grand Prix driver in the chat, Praga.
He has come out behind his teammate Zach. So Zach has managed to jump Praga after being behind him in the coming out of the pit.
That's quite an undercut he got.
It is indeed, because I mean Praga had just overtaken Zach. Zach came in. So 5-second gap he's pulled out. Sorry, 3-second gap he's pulled out.
So currently Panda's in the session, but he can only spectate this car.
Oh. Well, thank you, Codemasters. Oh, God. Thank you, Codemasters. This fantastic game. Andy has also kind of noticed, I must say, has jumped Cat and is up into 7th position. I think that's Panda's race over, don't you?
Remco and Tim were side by side through the long right-hander.
Oh, Cress has come in, and Cat, I believe, has stayed out. Cat has stayed out. Obviously, Cat's nearest rival will be Remco. Branham, probably, if I am correct. Oh no, it won't. Never mind. It'll be the soft runners in front of him. So everyone in front of him. I believe Praga as well, and Remco will join the front with that train. Bran the man included, and Cress.
Right, Plexit has come up behind Catamies now, so the net race leader, who is currently P8,
has gone past Bran the man with a penalty there. 4th penalty of the evening. Well, that's a good move from Plexit. He just needs to negotiate this traffic now, fast as possible and as safe as possible. After being on the fresh soft tyres, take maybe 1 or 2 laps to get into the rhythm of the tyre. But I'm sure he'll have the pace after this. Could be a race win for him, as he's ahead of Dutch by some way now. Dutch is being held up behind the Saab driver of Catamies. Dutch does look down the inside.
Oh, there's a touch.
There was a bit of contact there. But this, I mean, look at this. Zach, he's only 1.5-ish seconds, 1.8 seconds now, behind Dutch. I mean, he made those ultra softs last, and I mean, he's only, what, 1.8 seconds now behind him?
I mean, if
giving up his position.
If he can get those softs to the end, Zach, he's on for a podium, yeah?
He is indeed, and I must say that Cat wasn't giving up that position too easily. He'd try and fight back on the straight. And didn't give it up easy for Dutch. But that's allowed a 2.7 second gap for Plexits to just have fun and play with now. Gives him time now to save the RS, save fuel. Or it could allow him to push a bit further, catch up to Coandy, Burns and Aaron.
Joe Burns, Coandy caught up to Aaron, and Joe Burns has gone up inside of Aaron. Finish again.
Yeah, well, Joe and Aaron have been running quite closely together for a few laps now.
Aaron has
Team
jumped him.
last season.
We did, however, miss Ravers going past Chicken Guy.
Chicken Dude.
Chicken Dude, rather, gods. Oh, I'm incredibly sorry.
How are we going to get something to stick if you're not using it?
I'm sorry, right. Okay, look.
Aaron
Right.
drum wide.
I'm not accepting this. This is bullying at its finest form. I'm going to report you to SO petrol station and I'll sort you right out.
Oh, what have I pressed? Oh no, what have I done? Oh.
Ox taking his perfect hide back into Blackwater to get it all sold up and ready. He's waiting for his pit stop now. I believe 19 laps on these soft compound tyres will be perfectly enough for the super soft to run fast
Can't mean he's in the bits.
to the end of the race. I mean, Ox has got a 9-second lead on Ravers, and if these leaders get caught up any longer in the traffic, it might be looking good for
Well,
Rob.
that's it. Plexits is now on the back of that Aaron Joe Burns co-Andy train.
Tim 12 also picked up a penalty there. Not good for him. Tim 12 is now racing Praga, really.
I've fixed my issues after I got my controller. It's fine.
Co-Andy gets out of the way for Plexits. Joe and Aaron are going wheel to wheel, so this isn't going to be straightforward.
And in that battle, Joe Burns did actually pick up a penalty there for corner cutting.
And Plexus and net rate leader is front inside of Joe Burns at the fast right.
Great driving.
He's got by the
Great
Ferrari.
Aaron got a fantastic exit out of that corner. Andy letting Dutch first. It's nice of him, Andy, but I probably would have put up a bit more of a battle, potentially. Slow him down a bit. Mind you, he might just lose time on the guys he's racing anyway.
Aaron is getting a
Back of them now.
good run out of these slow corners,
He is, isn't he? Plexus looks down the
but
inside
with
of turn one.
DRS,
He does have to yield and let him go, unfortunately. Plexus is on a roll at the moment.
yeah, the Italian Red Bull has smashed the banana.
It has indeed.
On the outside of Joe Burns. And there's
Sugar-free
Scott
drink
Merkel
has
back there.
beaten a banana. Andy is right on the tail of the gearbox of Joe Burns. But, however, Dutch being stuck in this traffic has allowed Sack to catch up still. Which
Yeah,
is
well,
also...
You've got to think Plexit's just lost more time in that traffic than Dutch did. Dutch has taken a huge chunk out of the lead Plexit's had.
He did indeed. 2.7. Well, I must say, on top of this though, I mean, Praga was 4th, wasn't he? 5th?
Yeah,
Tim 12, after spinning, is just coming past him now on the outside of the fast right-hander. He's been pushed wide by Praga there, didn't give him much room.
takes out a marker board.
Probably in anger there. But we've got to remember that he has 10 lap old tyres on. And he spun it. He has indeed spun it.
He has spun it.
As I say that. Shame for Tim. He was really on a charge there, but unfortunately.
Ravers falls foul of the pit lane speed limit.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him. He had a fantastic race up until then.
Chicken Dude is in the pits along with Aaron.
He's also been held up for a Renault.
Dutch is now a hell of a lot closer to Plexit. It's half a second.
It's going to be good racing from them boys. Aaron serves his stop go, I believe, and let's just note that he's just Codemaster's game at its times. Right, Cat should get past Aaron. However, Aaron, Chicken Guy and Ravers are the only drivers out there now on the softer compound tyre, and that tyre is fast compared to the softs. Towards the latter stages it will struggle a bit, but at the moment if they can all just push, they'll find themselves very far off where they are. Aaron has lost a lot of time there, So whether he did serve a stop-go or not, I'm not too sure. I didn't see Aaron get a stop-go.
No, I saw
Is it wing
Ravers get
damage?
one. Plexit's deep into the long right-hander. So this is a battle for the net lead of the race.
Kalandi did actually get past Joe Burns in the end and missed that. However, Praga is catching this group now. And fresher soft. Oh, 10 lap fresher. Plexit's Dutch and Zach. I mean, we did say that if Zach keeps his pace, does pull off the one stop, he could be in for a podium. And fair play to the boy, he has actually done that. Well, so it looks at the moment. Ox pits, and he is again the next runner onto the super soft tyres, as is Joe Burns and Kalandi.
Oh, Joe Burns getting a new front wing.
Interesting.
We'll keep an eye on Ox because he's only 12 seconds off the lead on the faster tyre.
Well, I must say that undercut that Ravers and Chicken Guy has massively increased the gap on Kalandi, Aaron, Kat and Joe. Well, Joe obviously had his front wing change. I mean, look at they were all close together, and I mean, look at Ravers and Chicken Guy now compared to Kalandi and Kat. I mean, there's a 5-second gap separating Kalandi and Chicken Dude. Got it right, finally. And Ravers is on the back now of Bran. So I do believe that Tim 12 will actually have to pit again. I don't know after that spin, especially if he can do the distance. Cress is in 7th now, Oxox in 6th, Remco in 5th, right on the back of Praga. Praga in 4th, and a massive gap of 4 seconds to Zach, Dutch and Plexit's. Dutch, who is still behind Plexit, but is very much on the back.
Say, I know the second I move off of this, there'll be a move. So I'm going to stay with it.
Oh, Dutch doesn't. He's hanging back. I think he might be saving ERS maybe, or he, as he has been saving.
Well, they're both running in 0 ERS at the moment.
I don't understand.
Dutch knows that.
With no ERS, and they're like 3 seconds a lap faster than what I can do. I don't understand.
Well, I think the reason they're running it here is because there isn't really an overtaking spot until the back straight. Aaron sets the fastest lap of the race. Dutch moves it up to high. Not wasting all of it. Not getting in the slipstream of Plexus. Interesting there. Moves it back down to medium. Interesting this. Plexus and Dutch both have probably about the same ERS deployment. Dutch in the slipstream now into Plexus. The fast right hander. Now is he going to look for it? He did. Thought better of it.
Well, good on the outside of Crescent. Coming out the chicane.
Remco and Praga are side by side. There's contact. And
They were side by side.
I've had Jill say in the chat that he was rear-ended so damn hard. Not the first time that he has said this. I mean, I believe that was the crash at the start with Lennon, maybe locking up. I have, however, got this irritating red glitch with Dutch, who's still on the back of Plexit, but has full ERS deployment, but Plexit's not falling far of it. He's still got full ERS deployment himself. So.
I said to keep an eye on Oxox. He's already up to 5th and he's within DRS of Praga.
Like I said, that super soft tyre is just so much faster than the soft compound. And towards the latter stage of the race, it is just ridiculously fast. Although the soft tyre strategy starting on the super softs can work if you have the pace at the beginning of the stint. But for Oxox, in this case, it does look to be working for him to have started on the harder compound. Sorry. Praga loses the back end slightly coming out of that corner. Oxen just got a good run into him now. He is in the slipstream of Praga, coming into the fast double right-hander. He's going to look for a move up the inside. That's great racing from Oxox. He's early on the brakes, Praga late. He does get the inside and gets the move done, and he's into 4th place. Now, Ox is looking very quick at the moment. There's a 5-second gap to him and T1000 Sack. Maybe. There's 8 laps to go.
I mean, I would think that Zach's tyres are going to be absolutely shot within the next 4 or 5, so he's got every chance.
Well, in 3 corners, Ox has gained 4/10, so you think of that of what it is. And maybe the chat can decide if Ox will catch Zach. Will he? Will he not? Yeah, interesting. That he's sort of falling off the pace of Dutch and Plexit, who are still battling each other. Praga sticking on the back of Ox, maybe looking to get back at him down on this main straight. Remco has fallen off this train. Tim 12 has actually got by Krez. I did miss this, however, unfortunately, but I'm sure Krez knows that his tyres must be absolutely shot at this point. Obviously both promoted from Division 2 last season. Krez winning the championship, Tim 12 going up after Matt Craw's bottling in the pit lane. Both fast drivers, but Tim 12 looking there, showing his pace. And much older tyres, passing Krez there. Praga, I think, has just fallen out of the DRS range of Oxox.
I just got on board with Plexit, and he's using no ERS from the chicane on the back straight. He just put it into high now, and then it's close to the corner. Now back into medium.
It's an interesting strategy from both the front 2 drivers. I've noticed they do use non-ERS quite a fair bit because they can stay inside of the DRS range or the slipstream range. So you tend to use it on the corners of which there are no overtaking opportunities, such as Sector 1 or Sector 3. I think just go miss the apex there. Oh, slightly loses the back end. That's given Plexit a good run out of there. But like I say, you know, there's yeah, as I say that, he whacks it straight up into overtake and uses that ERS, and this is exactly what can define a race, is your ERS deployment saving. And if you can save your battery perfectly and still deploy it well, you know, you can be up there regardless of what pace you've got. Obviously Dutch has saved it now for the last 4 or 5 laps. Now he's into overtaking in the DRS range of Plexit, and I mean, just look at that, he's caught up straight away. Now back into low as he's caught up that gap that he lost in Sector 1, out of Turn 1.
Yeah, he's just letting Plexit pull him around the track for now.
He is indeed. I'm still monitoring this gap between T1000 Sack and Oxox. In 2 laps, Oxox has gained a second. However, he did get a poor run out of there, and Zach has pulled a half second out of it. I mean, I don't know how he's done that on 13 lap old tyres, but he still has managed to do that actually. Krez is falling away from Tim 12, which is surprising.
I say most of the gaps, besides the front 2, are sort of stabilised at the moment.
So
we did
only
miss
got the one
Cap
battle.
Pit.
Oh,
You know, we did miss Cap Pit. Onto the Ultrasofts now, Cap. Unfortunate for Cap, I don't really know what happened. He had a fantastic start. Up into 12th place, but he moved up 6 positions from his starting place. Sort of fell off the pace a bit there. He started on the super softs, I believe. Went on to do 12 laps in the super softs. Then moved on to the soft compound tyre, but only did 7 laps on the softs. So whether that's a
Well, he was already last, so I'm wondering if he you know what it's classed as that.
well, I'm looking at his lap delta here, and you know, we said he had that 3-second penalty on the first lap. It was a straight penalty, so it must have been a major corner cut in place. Unfair time gained through cutting a corner, blatant corner cutting. And other than that, he has 1 warning. I can tell you that the top 3, Plexit is very close to a penalty with 2 warnings, as is Dutch. Zach himself has got 2 warnings. Oxox has got 1. Right. So if Zach gets another penalty, Oxox gets within 3 seconds. Potential possibility there for Ox.
Just looking at that gap between Ox and Zach, it seems to have stabilised at sort of low 4-second mark.
Yeah, it has. I think Ox is really pushing himself, but I think maybe a few I think his laps are he's maybe a bit too inconsistent. I mean, if you look at his lap times now, he's yeah, I mean he set a 1:32.4 on the 19th lap, which is when I said he caught up 4/10 in the last sector. But then after that, he was a second slower the lap after that, and he was 7 seconds slower than that the lap after on this previous lap. So it's just this inconsistency that Ox has with his lap times.
Right, Co-Andy is catching up to the back of Chicken Guy.
Brand isn't too far ahead of Chicken Guy either, so Co-Andy can pull them both in here. It'll be a good result for him.
I've just gone on board with that.
Yes.
Like, he's lost 3 seconds to Andy in the last 2 laps, and he's been running no ERS for the last lap and a half. He's just put his ERS back on now. So
maybe he's trying to pull Joe along.
Been having an issue, or
not sure. As Cat sets the fastest lap of the race. I'm looking here now. Co-Andy has gone up the inside of Chicken Guy onto the main straight, and he moves back over to the racing line to get the racing line into the chicane, and an easy move, easy as you like, experienced Co-Andy.
Dutch keeps having these little half looks at Plexits.
He does, doesn't he?
He's sort of signalling his intent, but he's not going for it.
I think maybe trying to put him under pressure a bit. Maybe make him into a defensive move. Well, I was on about Ox being more consistent, and his last 2 laps have been just that. Hitting 2 1:33s on 1 super softs. And he has closed that gap down to Zach. Zach, I do believe, is struggling on those tyres now. He's very, very, very consistent with his lap time, Zach. But he is lapping around 2/10 slower a lap than Ox. But, however, Ox is slightly inconsistent, but his last 2 laps, like I say, have been much more like the consistency that he needed. This Chicken Guy picks up a penalty. Chicken dude. I said chicken dude.
Morning, Pagani.
What are you for breakfast, mate?
I must admit,
So,
like,
some Brand the Man flakes.
after the start of this race, it has definitely cooled down a bit now. I mean,
It has indeed. I think the start was all drama and excitement after that first stint, and I think it's all sort of plateaued, shall we say.
you've got Andy who's rapidly catching up to his teammate.
Indeed, he is.
Yeah,
Rave
good spot.
as well, not too far up the road from Bran. Comparing the lap times with Bran the Man, his last lap was a 1:34.9. Co-Andy's was a 1:33.777, which he also set the previous lap. 2 identical lap times, and if that's not consistent, well, I couldn't tell you what is.
You've got Joe Burns onto the back of Aaron once again.
I'm wondering if Aaron just got bored and think, he'd rather battle somebody for the last couple of laps rather than...
Good exit from Co-Andy.
He saved all of his battery back up to 100%, and now it's all the way back down to 30%.
He's looked down the inside of his teammate, Co-Andy. He thinks better of it. Putting Brand the Man really under pressure here, Co-Andy. Looking really up to it.
Oh! Change the lead.
I said it'd happen.
You moved away, didn't you?
I did. I went down to the hash battle.
I didn't see that, and Dutch did get him.
I caught
just
the end of
before
it.
the
It was the chicane, yeah.
entrance of the chicane. Has this come too soon, though? 2 laps left to go.
Well, before that move, I was bang on for my predictor.
Unlucky, buddy. Unlucky.
I'm just hoping Plexits has got something in reserve now for that.
So I said Tim 12. I said Zach first, Dutch, and then Tim 12. 3 DNFs. So unfortunate there.
Well, Co-Andy's still behind Bran.
He is indeed. Ox and
And
Zach's
Joe,
gap has stabilised.
Joe's overtaken Aaron.
Has indeed. Coandy is really looking for this move now. Oh, it's a fantastic exit from Coandy there. He's on the outside now of his teammate, and he's already got the move done before turn 1. But will Bran answer back? No, he won't. He'll let his teammate through. About to reach James. Coandy squeezes through his teammate. Now, 2.5 seconds to catch up to Ravers.
He pulled out in the brakes, but didn't go for a move.
Now, Tim 12 has done 21 laps on his soft compound tyre. Surely they must be completely shot by now, and I mean he is sliding everywhere out of every exit of every corner that I've been on board with him now.
He's got balls bigger than me to take them that far.
He has indeed. I mean, I was on about Ox catching Zach, but I'm now thinking he should be looking backwards towards Praga. 1.5 seconds the gap. One more lap still to go. One little mistake from Ox. Bring Praga straight back into this.
Right, we're on to the final lap.
I think there's going to be a move with regarding DRS on the back straight.
Plexits is very, very, very close to Dutch and will be looking for a move this lap to get his win. Oh, it's a great. He's had a good sector 1 here. He's maintained that little gap that was there. And a bit wide there, but he's going to slingshot himself into the next straight. On full beans here, DRS active. Dutch goes straight to the inside. Plexits goes outside. Fantastic racing by the two. Dutch covers the inside, he locks up. Plexits squeeze pass into the chicane. Can he get a good exit now? It has indeed. Dutch sticks straight back into the slipstream.
Plexits goes inside.
Does go defensive. Dutch is looking around the outside. Difficult move to do on wards off tyres. They've maintained it both. Now into the slower right-hander.
Plexits goes a little deep.
Oh, Plexit nudges him just out wide. And I think if Plexits can maintain this, might be a win. He
should hold this.
Well, fantastic racing from the two.
Oh, he's run wide, Plexits has run wide.
He's run very wide, but I think he may still get this. And this is indeed Plexits' first win of the season, and a fantastic race by him. Dutch couldn't hold on the end. Very good defensive driving, and Zach with a fantastic race taking his
gets the podium.
Takes the podium. Oxhox with a brilliant drive, coming in 4th place. That is joint best.
Tim 12 taking his tyres 23 laps, finishes P7.
That is indeed. That is actually Oxhox's best performance as well of the season so far.
Bran
and it lost 9th because of his stop goal he picked up.
It is indeed. Coandy finishes 9th after a fantastic drive. Bran the man rounds off the top 10. Ravers very unlucky. He raced very well up until then. Unlucky with the stop-go penalty, but unfortunately there's horrible rules and a horrible pit lane. Chicken Dude in 12th. Aaron, not the race weekend he would have wanted, I don't think. Down in 13th. Joe Burns in 14th and Cat in 15th. Good sportsmanship for the fans, that Cat. Has finally finished a race now, Cat.
He hasn't yet.
Well done to him. Oh, well, yes, very true.
He hasn't yet.
Would you like to invite Oxhox into the party as Zach doesn't have a mic?
I'll invite all 4 and then
see what happens.
Zach can listen again.
It's very interesting that. Panda was very unlucky before retirements. Lost connection, couldn't jump back into his car. Super Jills. The shock retirement of Tico and his steering wheel that had a mind of its own. And last but not least was indeed... God, it was the Mercedes driver of someone or other. can't quite remember who it was. Can you remember who the Mercedes driver was that dropped out?
Lennon.
Lennon, he was indeed Lennon, wasn't it? After a collision with Gilles in the first corner. Well, there you have it. Plexits wins his first race of the season. Fantastic race from Plexits. Dutch Tricks finishes in second. Zach with a fantastic performance from him on the ultra soft tyres, rounds off the podium, and Oxox getting his best performance of the season in 4th place. Remco makes up 2 places from the start of the grid, finishes in 5th. Praga with a fantastic race, finishing his first race after having 2 weeks off. Qualified 10th, finishes in 6th. Tim 12 had an unfortunate collision at the start of the race in the first stint, colliding with his teammate and I believe Dutch, coming in 7th. Krez in 8th. Andy with a fantastic drive from 15th place up into 9th. Brand the man rounding off the points in 10th.
What's up, guys?
Hello boys, how are you?
Oh my god.
Good. Little bit tense.
Just one question. I'm shit. Why did you invite me? Because Zach did get 3rd, but he doesn't actually have a mic at the moment. So.
Zach, we'll just speak to you and congratulate you, mate, again. Right, so
Are they all here?
They are indeed. Do you want to start, Simon?
Let's get cracking, yeah. So, Plexit's back on the top step. Is it fair to say that last week you was a little disappointed with your result?
Definitely.
Does this one make up for it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, I think we spent like the last 7 or 8 laps focused on yours and Dutch Tricks' battle.
Yeah.
Well, I say battle, Dutch was pretty much just following you around for a few laps, and I did say that the second I move off of that battle and go and watch something else, there'll be a move, and sure enough, on lap 25, Dutch went past. But yeah, you saved it up and got him back on the last lap. Was that a tactical decision, or...?
I mean, I was saving before, and I knew he was following me, so I thought if I let him pass then, he was thinking, oh, I got it. Then I just turned up my ERS and I saw him make a mistake, and I was so close before on the last lap on the straight, before the DRS, I knew it, I had it. I knew it. But only on the last corner, I was freaking out because I fucked that one up.
Well, speaking of pooing yourself, talk us through the early stages, because I think Lady Luck was with you this race, because
yeah, I mean, I saw my teammate
Tim lost it and came straight across at you.
I thought, oh no, that's my front wing, but I don't know how, but I didn't get damage.
Yeah, but it wasn't yours, it was his front wing, so...
Yeah.
Nothing compared to my teammate.
No.
We'll come to that in a minute.
I know what happened, so...
But no,
But yeah.
You can fill us in on that one. So, no, good drive, Plexits, and well done.
Right, Dutchy boy, how are you?
Alright, mate. Once again.
Right, I mean, I'm getting bored of you being on this podium. Could someone else be here, please? Right, what can I say? That's another great race from you. Obviously, you finished 3rd in Monaco, 2nd today, 2 wins under your belt, top of the leaderboard. Fantastic drive yet again. Bit disappointed with the 2nd place, or do you think that's deserved from where you qualified?
No, the first place was definitely in reach with him, but yeah, GG to Plexit, we had a very nice battle at the end, so...
He did, and I must say it was very entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Both of your driving styles were just fantastic. I must say, Dutch, in quite a few corners, when you were behind Plexits, you would on our screen you seemed to sort of slide out a bit on the rear end. Is there anything you'd like to comment on that? Is that just traction
that
control?
Didn't happen on my screen, so maybe a little desync. So.
He's clicked no comment on the career mode. And the interviewer is very upset. No, but mate, that was a fantastic drive, and I mean, top of the table at the moment. I mean, you must be happy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just don't bottle it now, mate. Everyone's expecting you to win, mate, so there's no pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, you're expected to win, and everyone knows you're going to win, mate, but there's no pressure. None at all. But you're expected to win.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. No, but well done, Dutch. I'm only messing with you, mate. Well done, mate. You drove your socks off today, or should I say your racing boots. You drove them off today, mate. You were unlucky on that, but no, good race, mate. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
I mean, Pagani, I guess you can just have a one-way conversation with Zach like you do with women.
Cheeky bastard, but
Just,
yeah, that's
just
probably
congratulate him.
right. Oh, great race from Zach. I mean, obviously he pushed the ultra softs as far as humanly possible, and I mean, what was it, 20 somewhat laps on the soft? I mean,
21, I believe.
Obviously.
22.
that was just bonkers. So, congrats on a great race. Can I just ask Dutch, what happened to Tico?
It was his steering wheel, wasn't it?
He was in front of me, and then suddenly his steering wheel disconnected, so he went flying into the barrier.
God damn.
I even said to Plexits and Tim12 at the start, Tico, he said to me he was he didn't practice before the race, and he had some people at his home. So, and I was to Plexits at Tim12, so he's gonna crash. And then this happened.
Oh, wow. Could you talk us through that quickly, sorry, the incident with Tim 12? Because we sort of hard, it's happened so fast we couldn't really understand what happened. It looked like a domino effect of Zach hitting...
Zach was in front with Tico behind him, and next to him was Tim. And I backed out pretty early, and if I'm right, Zach lost it or something, and he squeezed Plexits, Tim 12 into Plexits when he lost it, so...
Well, it looked like Tico went past Zach at that point. I think Zach sort of lost the back end a bit, went out wide. Tico went past Zach, which allowed Tim 12 to get a better run. But I think coming back onto the track, I think he may have put off Tim 12 and who lost it a bit and spinning the car and hitting Plexits, nearly hitting Plexits rather.
Yeah, Tim 12,
he hit me, but I just didn't get damage.
Lucky boy, you must have poked him, prodded the lion.
The ass, yeah.
Shall I interview the Ox? Surprise, 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 mate. Yeah, obviously you're in here because Zach is a mute. Doesn't speak. Well, I must say, mate, that's your highest finish of the season. Obviously, DNFing in 2 of the races in the 6th place. You must be happy with that. I mean, 4th place, you can't really complain, can you?
Well, considering usually France is a track where you take a lot of penalties, I was expecting a podium, but these guys drove like freaking nuns once again.
I mean, I must say,
know.
I do believe that all 3 of them were 1 warning away from a penalty.
Yeah, they were. I checked
I
out.
got 2 warnings in the first 2 laps or something. It was.
I had one where I was on after the 2nd corner, and suddenly I got penalty because my steering wheel decided to go off track. So.
Yeah, because I mean, talk us through the strategy. I mean, you started on the harder compound, I believe, and then went on to the super softs towards the end. Do you think that benefited you? Or,
Obviously, I decided to go with the softs in the start. I've already I've already done 1 race in France where I was P3 in another league, which is not to be rude or anything. It is so much harder and faster.
Yes.
And I was P3 in France. I couldn't believe it, so I tried to give it another shot, and it worked out just fine.
Yeah, I think the luck was on your side for the 4th place, of course, with Tico retiring and Tim 12 going away with the fairies with his spin. But obviously the boys in front of you, you know how fast they all are, and by fast we mean they're literally like they're like me in a 100-meter sprint. They're just unbelievably quick.
Yeah.
And I must say, Pagani, don't laugh because I'll come round your house.
What? I'm sorry, I can't
What?
Enough, Pagani, mate. I've had enough.
And I
No,
mean,
well done, Ox.
it was good, and there were many slow cars after I had pitted, came out of the pits, and there was just a couple of I think Remco and some other guys were there, and they just basically let me by.
Yeah.
But still, good race.
Yeah. I think your pace in the
solid
super
points.
softs. Yeah, I was going to say, I think your pace in the super softs really got you that 4th place, and I think it was completely earned. I think the first few laps on your super softs were fine. I think in the middle of the stint you were starting to catch Zach, but you had a couple of laps where I was looking at the timesheet and they weren't as consistent. And towards the end of the race, I think you sort of sorted that out, and I think sort of levelled off the gap with Zach. And like I said, with Zach, with fantastic drive on himself with the like 21 lap old tyres. I think you both do a lot of credit from that. Well done to you all, anyway.
I don't know if you saw during the race, but as I said earlier in the Discord chat, I've been having some problems since yesterday. I was racing in Brazil, and I noticed that Brazil is a counterclockwise circuit, so it didn't matter so much. There's only like 2 or 3 right-handed corners in Brazil, and it was quite fine. But this time I had trouble turning to the left. I was driving my ass off. Yeah, I was driving my ass off. I had to put the stick to different positions to try to turn the fucking car around.
Well, no. We'll look forward to, yeah, I know. We look forward to seeing you in Brazil now, Ox. So
yeah.
No pressure, mate. No.
Wait, we
No,
have
well done,
Brazil
boys,
on this calendar.
Thanks.
Oh,
Well done, everyone.
Believe it
GG.
is.
yeah, GG.
Last race of the season, Brazil.
Jesus.
Yeah, don't remind me, please.
What's the next one?
The next race
The next-
is Austria.
Oh, nice track.
Oh no. Can I get France out the way before you depress me anymore?
Penalty central.
I'm not
Yeah,
crazy.
cheers, boys. I'm gonna
Yeah.
head off.
Well done, guys.
See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Right, so Div 1 have done their run around France. Join us tomorrow night at 8 PM for Div 2's turn. CJ Payne found some of his late season form to take the win last week in Monaco. Can he continue it? Find out tomorrow.